What's in your kitchen? Chef Romain Avril has some tips on how to use your pots and pans properly. He's brought a collection of his own. So this is from your own home
This
kitchen.
is from my home, yes. Not for the kitchen, it's from the home kitchen.
Okay. Is it different from what you use in the work kitchen?
It really isn't. And I feel like more and more people are getting professional when it comes to the home kitchen. A lot of people cook and they care, they have more equipment, and stainless steel is really what I'm seeing in more and more home. So I kind of wanted to touch on how to use them, what's to look for when looking for good quality stainless steel, and how to make it not stick as well.
Okay, let's start off with good quality because you were just showing me during the break. So let's use this camera here and we'll show how you can tell the difference between good quality stainless steel and kind of poor quality.
Absolutely. So there's a few things to look at, and I brought like my own set. Is from Oclad because that's my favorite brand. It's also like chef's favorite brand, so we do have preferable. So I always recommend this one to people because of its quality. The first thing we need to look at is the quality of the stainless steel. 1810 is kind of what you want to look for.
Okay.
So that
you'll see that on the label.
You see it on the label, and what does that mean? Is like you're going to have less corrosion, less scratches. Which basically what happened is when that happened in low quality, it will leach onto your food. And of course, we don't want aluminum anywhere near our body.
Okay.
So we want to look for that as well. It also looks shinier. Obviously, it comes with a price, but honestly, and we were saying we both have some at home, you have this forever. If you're taking care of it, it's absolutely great. And this one is called the D5, and I have the D3 right here. So it's like...
That's the size?
It's actually the amount of, it's bonded metal together, right?
Oh, okay.
So like 5 means 5 layers. And right here you can really see it. It starts with the first layer of stainless steel, and we have 2 aluminum, and then 1 more stainless steel and 1 more stainless steel. So like having more of that, of course, absolutely. For the camera to track. There we go. So you can really see, and that's what I love it too, the gauge of quality of all the metals being bonded together. And what does that really mean? It's really mean that first of all, it's going to heat quickly. You know, like the water is going to boil faster. Like our heat, we don't have to wait for 10 minutes in front of our pot. Many other things, like it's gonna like actually like heat properly. You've cooked steaks before or scallops or anything, and you have one scallop that's beautifully crust, like brown, and then you have one next to it that's completely white.
That's not,
right? So that really comes from the quality of the heating. Like with those pans, you for sure gonna have a consistent heat throughout, and then it's gonna make your life so much better, and it's gonna be cooked at the same time as well.
Okay, you've got a demonstration, you've got some B-roll here too, because people are like, well, if I have a stainless steel pan instead of one that's coated, can I get stuff to stick or not stick?
Absolutely, and I brought some non-stick as well. But
okay, so what are you doing here? It's the water test.
So that is the water test. So you can see how the water just kind of like rolls around perfectly. This is your cue to actually add your steaks or your scallops, whatever you're cooking. Once you see that water rolling, and honestly, I could actually show you after if I manage to turn this on. But basically, it doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, there we go. So basically, before that, the water is going to just simply kind of like vanish and disappear. So that's your cue to let it on for a little longer until those bubble rolls.
Just leave it.
Leave it and don't check your pan like you see on the TV shows. Let the food be, let it create this crust, and it's going to unrelease itself very easily.
Okay. Do you have a favorite pan that you use all the time?
I do. I mean, I would say I have 2. I mean, I do love a pot. This is great for like doing some braising, some sauce. I love pastry, so as a pastry person, I use that a lot. I would say this is very versatile. The frying pan, you can do a lot of things. But again, and I brought many different things. You can see right here, this one is slightly curved. It has a beautiful, like for risotto, for example, or braising, this is great because you're gonna be able to roll around the grain. And a risotto sometimes, I don't know if you've realized, you may have some grains that are not as cooked as the other. This is the perfect example, like the heat being kind of like different throughout. With this, you'll have no problem.
Okay, and then you've got some other, we've got about 40 seconds left here. Anything that we should definitely steer away from? Like, okay, so I notice I have plastic on some of mine, so I can't stick them in the oven.
That's the thing, right? So definitely, and one thing, always have a towel. Every time you work with this, like as an automatic, always grab it. Those are pretty good. Of course, out of the oven, you definitely want to wear something, but as a rule of thumb, always try to have a towel around and grab it. It's better and safer. But yes, just buy what's the right equipment. If it's for your eggs and your omelet and pancakes, buy your non-stick. Otherwise, get your stainless steel.
Lessons from the chef. Romain, thanks very much. We'll get your socials up on our website, chch.com/morninglive. Happy cooking.
Thank you.